Hey YouTube, Sam here. I'm going to do a little bit of a shop tour. Don't worry, there's not a bunch of gas in all these. There's the big one there has a little bit of gas in it. That's about it. Going to go through and kind of show you. I've been starting to organize my shop a little more. I did, as you know, I do a lot of scrapping, and unfortunately it kind of took over my garage and I couldn't do much of anything in it. And I like to recycle, reuse, repair, whatever I can do that redoes anything. And so most of the stuff in my shop are made out of free or recycled materials. Here's my bench as you come in the door. I actually recycled. These are actually the sides of some cupboards. We had some extra cupboards when we did our kitchen in our house for the cabinets. And I had some shelving boards that I've used and a couple of those cabinet sides that I wasn't using, and I slapped those on there because they're a nice hard flat surface. Underneath that I built some little bit of wood storage. Works alright. I'd like to have something a little better for that someday. And because I do a little bit of woodworking, I got this cheap $50 at a garage sale saw here, and underneath that there's actually it's an old microwave stand that rolls around. I can roll that thing anywhere in my garage and then put it right up, built the table right up so I can use it as kind of an outfeed table. Something I just did here recently, I bought some drill bits. I bought the drill bits quite a while ago at Harbor Freight, and the box was actually kind of all mangled on it when I bought it, so I got it for a good deal. But I got tired of messing with that box, so I just built another box, as you can see, just out of scrap wood, just some stuff I found, and I took and on both sides I screwed in the actual holders from that drill bit box. So I have all my sizes there. As you can see, I broke a few over the time and replaced them with other ones. But now I have my drill bits all organized and out where I can get to them, and it actually works pretty well. And then the one that was on the back, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's pretty long. I can just screw it right to the side here at an angle, and it holds them right in there real nice. The shelving unit here was just an old glass. I actually had glass shelves in it, and took those out and put boards in them. I got it for free, one of those side of the road type things. And here's something I did that I saw on YouTube. It's some PVC pipe, holds in all my cordless drills here. Works pretty good. You just use a piece of PVC pipe, put a section in it like that, and slides right in and hits the button and makes noise. Anyhow, so we'll go through, and basically what kind of started this was I've been organizing because I do the scrapping. It made my garage just a complete mess and I couldn't do anything in it anymore. So I've slowed down on that and started doing some organizing here. That's some old, I tried to do some French cleat things. Didn't work out real well, so those are just screwed right into the wall. But that's where I keep my screws. They're just boxes. And then I take the screw boxes and slap them in there sideways. They just fit in there nice, and works all right. Anyhow, we come around, there's my levels. Here's my shop floor that I can actually use now. And got an old thing there. Hopefully that's not some copyright thing that they'll get me for. Anyhow, and then I got these cabinets also on the side of the road, completely free. I've slapped up little cars and doodads on it. There's my storage for my clamps and vices, my little shelves for some of my batteries. There's my battery chargers. Some more clamps. I really want to redo this. I did this not that long ago, and I'm not real happy with it. It's too... If I want a clamp back here, even though these are mostly the same size, I gotta take one off and put one on, and it's not a very good idea, but I'll redo that some other time. Right here, there's my car lift right there. That thing is nice. I like it. But there's an old Craftsman toolbox that just is a wooden top with a metal overlay on it. Works alright. It's pretty chintzy though. Try and move it around. It moves around quite a bit, but it's pretty good storage. Then all the junk I have piled on it, because like I said, I'm kind of in the middle of doing the organizing, and I decided to make a little shop tour video as I'm doing it, or before I did it, and then we'll go through maybe and show you some of the better things that I updated. You can see there's a bunch of my books and Chiltons, and there's some woodworking stuff in there. That is actually from a back end of a bed that went behind the headboard part, that went behind the bed, and it was just a bookshelf or shelving of some sort. Put that up underneath my shelves and hooked it to the wall, and that works real well for book storage. Then we go around, get some more of the free cabinetry, just some drawers here. Work pretty good. This is kind of neat. It's got the little cutting board holder, so I can pull that out and use it to do stuff on, and get it out of the way and push it back in. It's kind of works nice. I actually use it quite a bit more than I thought I would. Then I got my old Craftsman toolbox. That thing's about, I don't know, 20 years old, and it's full of crap in the top, but inside's pretty organized. I may go through that some other time. And my stereo, which is not on because I don't want to get in trouble from YouTube either. And here's a bunch of shelving that I just built, and actually, as you can see the light right there, that's about all I have for lights on the sides of my shop here is those, and then I got the big one that'll blind you here with right there. But it works all right. That one comes on when I turn the radio on. So I have a little switch over here that kind of switches my radio and a couple lights on. Then my drill press, got that from my grandfather when he passed away, so I get a lot of use out of that. Not happy with how I got it, but I am happy with it. Also got the saw, which I had torn apart. I was using that the other day, and it actually snapped the band on it. That was also from my grandfather, so got to replace the band. Stuff hung up all over. I got a bunch of saws for free at a sale here a while back. That if you go to garage sales at the end of them, it's amazing what people will give you. More shelving than I built just to pile all my junk that I think I need one day and never probably will. There's my Harbor Freight engine hoist. Works really well. I've used it to move a lot of stuff around other than engines even, so there's that. I don't know how well that is. That's pretty new. I had one that I only had used a couple times and broke it, and we'll see how long this one lasts also from Harbor Freight. Anyway, then I got another box here, and this is actually just full of nuts and bolts and that kind of stuff. And up here I got my loft, which is just full of junk, and I really need to get up there. That's something I'll be doing here pretty soon. Something I do really like is these hangers that hang up the bicycles. Those are also a Harbor Freight find, and I actually saw the exact same things for a lot more money than Harbor Freight sells them for not that long ago, so I would highly recommend getting those. It gets the bikes up and out of the way. Here's more of my junk. This is where I kind of haven't finished starting to organize here, so when we get really into a lot of my junk. This is my welding table, metal working table. I actually have a Chicago Electric. It's not Harbor Freight. It was actually, I'll give you another tour of that later, but it was actually a Walmart find years and years ago before we even had Harbor Freight around us anyway. Here's my back wall. Comes around. I used to do auto body and upholstery work professionally out of this garage. Actually, it's sad how bad it's gotten. I did real nice paint jobs out of this garage. Come around, we have all this stuff, and here is another Harbor Freight goodie. It's the heat. You can probably hear the fan up above it here that I have going to blow the heat around. It does all right at heating the shop up. Back in the day when I was doing the auto body work, I had a different type of heating system. No longer works anymore, so this is what I got. That's something else I got from my grandfather, old grinder, sander. Cannot find sandpaper that fits this thing now. It's a bummer. Back here, boy, we're really starting. This is where we really start getting into a big giant mess of things. There is my 6.5 horsepower, 80-gallon, 175 PSI. I'm reading this right off the bottle here. So, 2-stage compressor here, and I think it's an Eagle or something. I got that, or I don't know what it is exactly. But I actually got that at one of the home shopping places that used to be around here, and when Home Depot and Lowe's came in, it shut them down. Anyways, so I got that thing for a steal on like the last day they were open. And when we get into our junk, this is where I do a lot of my scrapping. There's my table all full of junk and junk that I need to chop up and make into scrap. And we'll go through, and here's my most embarrassing moment. This is why I'm kind of doing this too, so y'all give me a hard time about this. I have my 1965 Mustang Coupe right there, and back when I did auto body work, I worked on it quite a bit and did a lot of work on it, and then I sat it here in the corner, and it kind of lost interest in it, and unfortunately it turned into a giant storage shed, only on top, sides, around. It's sad, I know. It's not the coolest Mustang ever or the best Mustang type ever, but there's a lot of people that wish they had it, I'm sure, including me. So that is where I'm at. I'm going to start digging this out and start working on it again, and maybe I'll do a few YouTube project videos on that. And hope you can join me here, and we'll enjoy it together. Up above it, there's actually wood storage right there. It's an old bed frame that I chained up, and I can put some of my longer pieces of wood up there. Works alright. It's hard to find stuff in it though. And it's a pretty tall shop. I don't know exactly the height. It's something like, I think it's 15 feet tall, something like that. Anyhow, that is it. Y'all have a good one.